Meanwhile, the deadline comes as the Republican-led House Oversight Committee issues 6 new subpoenas over a FBI special agent's claim that the agency tipped off the Secret Service and the Biden transition team back in 2020 ahead of the planned tax probe interview.
Meanwhile, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer is asking for documents from the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, testimony from 3 other DHS officials. DHS disputes claims that it has, quote, obstructed or withheld a response is categorically false, they say, and these subpoenas are entirely without basis.
All right. The Biden administration has not distanced themselves from Hunter's scandals. The first son has attended 4 state dinners as the Rosemont Seneca chairman and 2 state dinners during his federal probe.
Oh, he
one
lives
of
there.
those, one of them, right?
I'm going to go downstairs.
He never leaves Dad's side, does he? Right. One of them was on June 22nd, 2 days after that sweetheart deal in court. He was seen at the state dinner for the Indian prime minister. Remember that? And then he was also at his dad's first state dinner at the White House for French President Emmanuel Macron on December 1st, 2022. But for him to go there 2 days after he was in court was kind of like, I'm rubbing it in everyone's face. Yeah. I am free. I'm scot-free, and I'm going to continue on with my life.
It was absolutely tone deaf that he would get the invitation, but there he was, and that infuriated a lot of people. This, by the way, is the #1 story on FoxNews.com, that Hunter attended 4 state dinners as, you know, back in the day when his father was the vice president, and 2 state dinners during the federal probe as well. Now, we should point out that one of the reasons the DHS is getting the subpoenas is because the Secret Service is actually part of DHS now. And so that is why Mayorkas and some Secret Service guys have been essentially asked to cough up as many documents as possible, because it goes back to that IRS whistleblower, Gary Shapley, Shapley, that is to say, who in front of Congress and on television as well said, you know, we were about to interview Hunter Biden after Joe Biden was elected, before the transition had occurred and before the inauguration. So the FBI contacted the Secret Service, and James Comer says they tipped him off.
Yeah, they gave him a heads up.
And they want to have answers why that happened.
And then they weren't able to interview him.
They weren't, because they were told the next day after Hunter Biden's lawyers got involved, they said, OK, you want to interview him? Why don't you wait in the car? And they waited in the car. The call never came. Eventually, it's like Hunter Biden will be interviewed when Hunter Biden wants to be interviewed. And that, of course, has never happened.
So here's the thing. Unlike Ken Starr, who had one in to investigate, no one ever doubted that he wanted to get to the bottom of things with Clinton. David Weiss, who has a different status, even a special prosecutor, nobody thinks that he was trying to get to the bottom of things. And it's been proven that through Shapley and the other whistleblower, that he just stopped short all along the way and embarrassed himself by bringing a deal in front of a judge that he didn't even believe in. And now he's got the status he denied he wanted, but that Shapley said that he requested and was refused. So will he look into the foreign business dealings? Now that it's in Los Angeles, will he do the job he was hired to do, a legitimate investigation that Donald Trump actually put him in this place to follow up on whatever came his way? This came his way. He kept the job in Delaware. You got to figure that Biden knows everybody in Delaware, and this guy placed there was a reason why he left him around. Now we see the fact that he's not curious at all to what Hunter Biden was up to and the Biden family was involved in, that now he's going to be forced to do something, I think, if he wants to have any ounce of integrity left. So would he start looking into some of the things that normal prosecutors look into?
So you'll hear a lot